Good evening, and welcome to Wednesday night meditation with Diana Liz. Tonight, we are in week 6 of the Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction course, and its theme is building resilience. We're going to begin with some restorative yoga, just a few minutes to make contact with our body, and then we're going to contemplate our informal meditation practice for the week, and it is on mindful communication. So I will just introduce it briefly. Then we'll move on to mountain meditation, and it's a seated meditation. We'll finish with compassionate breathing. It's a new one that I'm excited to introduce this evening. So let's begin by finding a comfortable supine position with our knees bent. And we have lots to do, so I'm going to set the timer so I don't run over. Okay, so with our knees bent and a comfortable position, we're just going to sink deep down into the floor and let it support us. Feeling our feet planted securely on the mat. If you like, you can let your knees fall in towards each other's so that you can relax your dantian, that we call it in Tai Chi. You can let it just fall and relax. Let's let the palms come up and let the fingers relax as well. Let our shoulders sink into the mat and let our head rest. Now pretend that your head is as heavy as a bowling ball, and very gently just move your head, slowly rolling from one side. Take a breath and come to center, and then exhale as you drop to the other side. Take a breath and exhale and relax. Take a breath and exhale and relax. Come back to center. Separating our knees and having our feet a comfortable distance away from each other. We're going to use our feet just ever so gently. We're not going to do great big huge pushes, but you just use the feet to initiate and allow the tailbone to rise up just a little tiny bit, and you'll feel yourself hollowing out. And then exhale, actually inhale. And roll over to the tip of your tailbone. And then exhale, blow the air out. And when the air is all out, inhale and move in the other direction. And then exhale, slowly. Hold the exhale. And then slowly inhale. Hold the inhale. And then slowly exhale. Hold the exhale. Inhale again. And then exhale and come to a neutral position, just resting. Separate your feet slightly so they're towards the edges of your mat. And slowly let the knees fall to one side and allow the body to respond. Now move the hips, the knees follow, and the head follows. Everything slowly rolls down to the other side. And then head turns, hips turn, feet and knees turn. And again, slowly rolling, allowing the body to sink down into the floor. Release everything. Just rest. Now move your head, your knees, your shoulders slowly back to center. And then falling slowly to the other side. And allow yourself to just sink, release, let go. Take a breath and come back to center. And we're going to do it again one more time, letting the body, and this time, the arm that is behind you is going to come down by your thigh, up to your hand. And you're going to reach way past your hand. And then you're going to bring it back, palm to palm. The hand's going to roll over your head. And your head is going to follow your hand. And you rest. Now retrace the path, bringing your hand over your head, palm to palm, reach beyond. Feel the enjoyment of that stretch. So delicious. Back to palm. The hand brushes on the floor, coming across your body and back to the neutral position. Now letting the legs fall in the other direction. Your hand comes down by your thigh and you become palm to palm. Reach beyond. Feel how wonderful that feels. Relaxing the body. Come back to palm. Reach above your head. Follow your hand. You're now looking away from your knees. And just rest. Take a breath and retrace your path. Coming back to palm. Reach beyond and rest your head. Come back to palm. Feel your fingers on the floor, across your body, and our knees return to their place. Bringing the hands to your side, palms down. We go back to that original position that we did, rocking our pelvis forward and back. Forward and back. Now that our pelvis is hollowed out and our tailbone is
Tip of it is aiming towards the ceiling. Slowly staying as relaxed as you possibly can. No pushing, no pulling, lifting the hips. And we don't have to push to reach any magnificent height, just a comfortable position. This is actually for the purpose of slowing down our heart rate. So take a breath and relax as much as you can in this position. Take another breath. And now slowly bring your shoulders, your spine, your ribs, keeping your tailbone tucked. Slowly, 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 and then resting on the floor. Once again, rock on your tailbone and release the hips, release all the muscles in the dantian, and then tuck again. And then release again. And then tuck again. Plant your feet on the floor. Tailbone reaches up to the ceiling. And we slowly roll the spine upward, staying as relaxed as we possibly can without hardening any part of our body, without any stiffness, without any goals. We just go where we can. We hold it and we breathe. Keeping our buttocks relaxed and our thighs relaxed. Slowly begin to roll down the ribs. And then we find that neutral position. And now let's do a relaxation exercise here. Just put your hands on your knees and use your hands to move your legs, letting your legs just be like a puppet. And you can imagine some strings on your toes and your knees, and just letting the legs be as loose as they can be. Just rubbery, no muscle tension, and then slowly bring it to a stop. Lower the legs to the floor. Now, take your hands up as if you were a puppet and you're being held with strings by your wrist. And the puppeteer has gone cuckoo, and you are just loosey. How loose can you be? Just let it all be loose. And then make it smaller and bring your elbows down and your wrists down. And feel the vibrations. It's kind of like when you ring a Tibetan bowl. The vibrations linger. And let's do one final. Let's see, we've got 1 minute left. Let's do one more. And this is one of my favorites. Take one leg and place it across your leg. And so you're making the, kind of like a number 4, but we're not going to overstretch. So I like to support my leg with my forearm. So same hand, same leg. And then I like to bring the other hand across. I offer some more support. Now I'm not pushing, I'm not pulling. I am breathing in to my leg, and I'm not pushing into any pain. I'm giving my hip an opportunity to open. So I'm breathing into my hip, and I'm breathing out of my hip. And you can use that imagery any way that you can support yourself in allowing the hip to open. So breathing in to the hip, breathing out. And we stretch on the exhale. One more time. Breathing into our hip. Hold. Breathing out. And let's do it one more time. Breathing into our hip. Hold. Slowly exhale and invite the body to open. Release one arm. Let the hand slide down to your knee. Support your leg as it comes down. Now take a moment to sense the difference between how the two legs and two hips feel. It's subtle, but there is a difference. So take the other leg across. Take a breath. And on the exhale, lift. Support your leg any way that you see fit. I like to use my forearm, but you can use your hand if you so. Find a comfortable position. I like the qigong hold, but it's not necessary for the enjoyment of this practice. So settle into the position. Now take a breath in and hold. And on the exhale, and hold. As you exhale, see if the body opens for you. Take a breath and hold. Slowly exhale. Mountain meditation. This meditation is normally done in a sitting position, either on the floor or in a chair. So let's begin by sensing the support you have from the chair or cushion. Pay attention to the actual sensations of contact, finding a position of stability and poise. Upper body balanced over the hips and shoulders in a comfortable but alert posture. The hands can rest in your lap or on your knees, arms hanging by their own weight, just like heavy curtains, stable and relaxed. Sensing into your body, feeling your feet, your legs, hips, lower and upper body, shoulders, neck, and head. And when you're ready, allowing your eyes to close, bring your awareness to your breath, to the actual physical sensations, feeling each breath as it comes in and goes out.
letting the breath be just as it is without trying to change or regulate it in any way. Allowing it to flow easily and naturally with its own rhythm and pace, knowing that you're breathing perfectly well right now. Nothing to do, nothing to change. And allowing the body to be still and sitting with a sense of dignity, a sense of resolve, a sense of being complete, whole in this very moment, with your posture reflecting this sense of wholeness. And as you sit here, letting an image form in your mind's eye of the most magnificent or beautiful mountain you know or have seen or can imagine. Letting it come into greater focus. And even if it doesn't come as a visual image, allowing the sense of this mountain and feeling its overall shape. Sensing its lofty peak or peaks high in the sky, the large base rooted in bedrock, rooted in the earth's crust. Is it steep or does it have gently sloping sides? Now notice how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving, how beautiful, whether from afar or up close. Perhaps your mountain has snow blanketing its top and trees reaching down to the base. Or perhaps rugged granite sides. There may be streams and waterfalls cascading down the slopes. There may be one peak or a series of peaks, or even meadows and high lakes. Observing it, noting its qualities, and when you feel ready, seeing if you can bring the mountain into your own body so that your body and the mountain in your mind's eye become one. So that as you sit here, you share the massiveness, the stillness, and the majesty of the mountain. You become the mountain, grounded in the sitting posture. Your head becomes the lofty peak, supported by the rest of your body, and affording you a panoramic view. Your shoulders and arms, the sides of the mountain.
your buttocks and legs the solid base. Rooted to your cushion or your chair, experiencing in your body a sense of uplift deep within your pelvis and spine. With each breath as you continue sitting, becoming a little bit more a breathing mountain, alive and vital, yet unwavering in your inner stillness, completely what you are, beyond words and thought, a centered, grounded, unmoving presence. And as you sit here, becoming aware of the fact, as the sun travels across the sky, the light and shadows and the colors are ever changing moment by moment in the mountain stillness. While the surface teems with life and activity, streams and melting snow, waterfall, plants, and wildlife, as the mountain sits, seeing and feeling how night follows day and day follows night. The bright warming sun, followed by the cool night sky, studded with stars, and the gradual dawning of a new day. And through it all, the mountain just sits, experiencing change in each moment, constantly changing, and yet always being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another, and as the weather changes moment by moment and day by day, calmness abiding all change. In summer, there's no snow at the mountain except perhaps where the varied cracks and peaks shield it from direct sunlight. In the fall, the mountain may wear a coat of brilliant fire colors, and in winter, a blanket of snow and ice. It may find itself at times enshrouded in clouds or fog, or pelleted by freezing rain. People may come and see the mountain and seek out how beautiful it is, or how it's not a good day to see a mountain. It's too cloudy, or rainy, or foggy, or dark. None of this matters to the mountain, which always remains its essential self. Clouds may come and clouds may go. tourists may like it or not. The mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit by whether they see it or not. Unseen or unseen, in sun or clouds, boiling or frigid, day or night, the mountain just sits, being itself. At times visited by violent storms, buffeted by snow, rain and winds of unthinkable magnitude, and through it all, the mountain sits. Spring comes, the trees leaf out, flowers bloom in the high meadows and slopes, birds sing in the trees once again, and streams overflow with the waters of the melting snow. And through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, unmoved by what happens on its surface, unmoved by the world of appearances, remaining its essential self through the seasons, through the changing weather, through the activity ebbing and flowing on its surface. And in the same way as we sit in meditation, we can learn to experience the mountain. We can embody the same central, unwavering stillness and groundedness in the face of everything that changes in our own lives over seconds, over hours, over years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of the mind and body and of the outer world. And we have our own periods of light and darkness, of activity and inactivity, our moments of color and our moments of drabness. It's true that we experience storms of varying intensity and violence in the outer world. And in our own minds and bodies, buffeted by high winds, by cold and rain, as we endure periods of darkness and pain, as well as the moments of joy and uplift. Even our appearance changes constantly, experiencing a weather of its own. By becoming the mountain in our own meditation practice, we can link up with the strength and stability and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our energy, to encounter each moment with mindfulness, in equanimity and clarity. It may help us to see that our thoughts and feelings, our preoccupations, our emotional storms, our cries, even the things that happen to us are very much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it all personally, but its strongest characteristic is impersonal. The weather on our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It is to be encountered, honored, felt, known for what it is, and held in awareness. Holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom. Mountains have this to teach us, and so much more if we can let it in. So, if you can resonate in this way with the strength and stability of the mountain in your sitting, it may be helpful to use this meditation from time to time to remind you of what it means to sit mindfully, with resolve, with wakefulness, in true stillness. I will now pause for 2 minutes, allowing you time to sustain the mountain meditation on your own in silence, moment by moment, until you hear my voice again. Now take a deep breath and hold and slowly exhale. And now breathe normally and notice how the body is being nourished with this breath. Shifting the focus of your attention to the inhale part of the breath cycle, feeling the air coming into the body. Perhaps you can sense how the inhale feels nourishing and replenishing. And if that works for you, imagine breathing in compassion, as if the oxygen molecules were actually carrying compassion into your body. Or it could be a word with each inhalation, like love or ease. Or you could imagine inhaling light or warmth. Whatever works for you, whatever you need in this moment. If you have a hard time connecting to compassion or kindness, see if you can imagine what it would feel like to be surrounded by love and compassion. Imagine yourself being nourished by the compassion around you, taking in all the kindness that is there around you. Breathing in the kindness and compassion with each inhale as much as possible, allowing yourself to be soothed with each compassionate inhale, taking it all in. When you feel ready, shifting your attention to the exhale portion of the breath cycle, feeling the air leaving your body, allowing any tension to melt away with each exhale. And now with each exhale, imagine exhaling compassion with each breath. you can extend this compassion to someone you know who might be suffering and needing some compassion. Perhaps you might send your compassion to people who you know in the community are hurting. Perhaps they're without a job or with COVID. Sending your compassion to those around you, those you know and those you don't. With each exhale, allowing some of the abundant compassion that is within you to be transmitted to those in need. Continue to exhale with ease, extending all the kindness and compassion so plentiful in you out into the world. And when you're ready, shifting your attention to notice the entire breath cycle. Noticing both the inhale and the exhale. Breathing deeply in and completely out. With each inhale, taking in some compassion that is just for you. And when you exhale, sending it out to someone else. Taking in compassion as you inhale. And as you exhale, sending it out to someone else. Allowing yourself to savor all the kindness and compassion that is coming into you and leaving your body. Finding a sense of ease and balance. Taking in compassion just for you and sending compassion out to someone else. And now allowing the breath to find its own natural rhythm, breathing in and breathing out gently with ease. There's nothing for you to do except rest in the moment. Compassion breathing in just for you, compassion out for others. Just resting in this awareness. allowing the soothing sense of compassion to penetrate every organ and every cell of your body. Allowing the care and comfort to be felt in the body and sending it out to everyone else. Return your awareness back to the breath, becoming aware of your physical body, feeling the points of contact with your support. Take your time, and when you're ready, stretch a bit if you like. Thank you for joining me for week 6 of Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction. I'm Diana Liz, founder of Rejuvenating Lifestyle for Mind, Body, Health, and Happiness, wishing you a life of flourishing. Namaste.